Hello, queens and kings. How are you doing? How you been? Welcome to Crowned Reflections, Episode 2, Embracing the Queen Shadow, Part 2. So, it's been a long road to finally getting this episode ready, good enough for you guys, and yes, getting the right energy flowing through this episode. Full transparency, it's been a rocky road when it comes to this episode because there were a lot of technical difficulties, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm just glad I get to share this episode with you guys, and I'm glad I get to share these gems with you guys. You are amazing. I love the feedback. Feel free to react in the comment section. Feel free to share it with your inner circle. Feel free to share it. Feel free to yes, just feel free. And I know some things can be very triggering. I know, I'm aware of it. That's why I put the disclaimer in the first episode. I'm not with aesthetics. I am as raw as it gets. And it's just like you having a conversation with one of your best friends or one of your friends. That's how it is. I decided to do audio instead of video because I need you to listen to the words. I need you to listen to the message. I need you to get your insights. I need you to use the tools accordingly. And I want you to shift mentally, physically, spiritually. And all these episodes are meant to help you on your spiritual journey, on your mental journey, on your journey to growth and all of that stuff. So yes, keep on taking it in. Don't get offensive. And yes, use it as you wish. Of course, in a positive way. Because that's what your shadow space is literally about, exploring the parts of yourself that you hide, such as your emotions, your desires, certain threats of yours that are deemed unacceptable by society. And the shadow space is usually compared to a dark space, a dark, intense, and painful space. And at first, it can be that and more, especially if you're not used to facing those parts of you, the parts that you have suppressed for so long, the parts that you have hidden away due to your environment or the way you were raised, perceiving that. And it can be very scary, but it doesn't have to be. Me being raised a certain way and being a certain way, actually, the first time when I met my shadow, it was intense, it was chaotic, it was mind-blowing, and it was so raw and uncomfortable for me because I saw parts of me that I had to hide from my environment. I had to hide from society because it wasn't accepted, and I was like the black sheep because of all of that. Like, at a very young age, I could hear stuff. I could feel stuff. I couldn't see yet, but I also started dreaming, and I used to tell my mom about it, and I understand where all of that is coming from. That she was like, yeah, pray, it's gonna stop. And I remember praying that night because I was like, okay, this is what is happening to me. It's not supposed to happen, so I'm supposed to pray it away. So I was praying to God, like, please get rid of it. I'm not supposed to have this, so get rid of it. It's not from you, And the funny thing that happened was when I started praying, it got worse because my dreams became extreme. I used to really hear stuff and feel stuff when I was in certain spaces. Like I could feel energy. I could feel the presence of entities. I could even hear certain entities speak. And at a young age, I was scared out of my mind for a lot of things. I was scared of ghosts. I was really scared when I was young, and due to me not having that proper guidance when I was younger, I started suppressing that part of me. I started suppressing it, hiding it, and I placed myself in a box just to fit in, to please my surroundings, and to become that what they wanted me to become. Because if I did not become that, I was seen as a failure, and I went through life with that in the back of my mind. And I always had a struggle with myself, seeing myself as a failure due to the projections of my surroundings and how I was raised, And even till this day, I do not despise the way I was raised. I'm very thankful for that. It did plant a lot of positive and beautiful things within me, but also it really had me hiding stuff and suppressing who I really was. So for the longest, people who know me from a very young age knew different types of versions of me because I was wearing masks to just fit in. And when the car accident happened and I fell in a depression and all of that stuff, there were no masks, because just how the bucket burst, the mask burst as well. And I did not create new masks, because I was like, you know what, this is me. If you accept it, you accept it. If not, cool, And seeing what I was suppressing for so long, and also going to the root of my traumas, my shadow space, just seeing it for what it is and trying to understand it, was an intense and chaotic process, because I did not have guidance. I just jumped in, and I just started going with my gut and doing what I felt that was good, asking questions and getting answers to why, how, and how did we get here, because suppressing it does not change anything. It doesn't. And it influences the choices that we make. These hidden parts of us, they don't just disappear. They are there for a reason. The shadow space is there for a reason. And every part of you, every part that makes you you, is there to explore, to understand, and to navigate through that. Because it's a part that you need, to understand that. Like, I had a phase where I was so angry, and I could be very abusive when it came to my mouth, say reckless stuff. And it came from me having to suppress my voice for so long. And when it came out, it was like raging and all of that stuff. And shadow work helped me navigate that part. It helped me understand that I have a voice, and I have a voice for a reason, and that I do not have to suppress my voice, but I also don't have to hurt people to get through to them. I don't have to hurt them to make a point. I don't have to hurt them to explain myself or to be heard. I can be heard and just be kind. I can be heard and be respectful. So shadow work did all of that for me, and I had to let go of society's views on me and projection on me. I had to really use shadow work accordingly, because you can also use it in a negative way. And I'm so thankful for the people that actually introduced me to another side of shadow work. And I didn't even know that it was named shadow work. I was just doing what was helping me in the moment. I didn't even know it had a title. And when I came across those people, because the universe is going to place people on your path to give you insights, to give you confirmations. And trust me, I am thankful for each and every one of them. Not everybody is on this journey with me now, but I'm thankful for ever and ever and ever. And when I started understanding what shadow was, what the shadow work did and everything, I started to uncover these aspects without judgment. And I started integrating them into my whole self, And in this practice, it really builds self-compassion. The self-awareness kicks in, and you start embracing your authentic self through shadow work. There are some common misconceptions and myths about shadow work, and it's not only for trauma survivor. It's not dark, and it shouldn't be feared, because yes, it's gonna be dark in the beginning, because it's new territory. You don't know this space, but it's such a beautiful tool, and you can use it in any phase, any stage, any time. And all you need is yourself. If you have a pen, if you have a paper, if you have your phone, and you have a notepad, that's all you need in yourself. You start by asking questions. You start by digging deeper. And you start by seeing yourself in all the layers that, are a part of you. Even your ego. Most people want to kill the ego. Honestly, I don't believe in ego death. I'm not going to go too deep in that, but I don't believe in that. Because our ego was created. To protect us by any means necessary. That means if you're in your comfort zone and you need to get out and you start hurting, your ego is going to protect you and be like, no, don't move, stay right there. Because that's what it was assigned to do. That doesn't mean that your ego is bad. No, that means you need to meet your ego with understanding, and you need to place it accordingly. I have conversations with my ego every week, because I know exactly what's happening. I had a period where I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and me being stuck for the longest in freeze mode. And every time I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, my ego was like, no, baby girl, go back to bed, lay down, your body feels tense, we're not doing this, it's not good for you. And I had to come to a space where I was like, ego, listen, I understand that you want to protect me, I understand why you were created, and I'm thankful for the job that you're doing, but at this point, I cannot stay here any longer. I'm gonna need you to get to the back so that I can do my business, and when I need you, I'm gonna let you do yours. And that's exactly how I speak to spaces and parts that make me my authentic self. Like every part of you, your shadow space, your ego, your higher self, your past versions, with past version I'm talking about your inner child, your inner teen, your inner 20-year. Everybody needs to be exactly where they need to be. And I have conversations, because if you do not do your shadow work, if you do not face it, if you do not understand it. You're gonna stay stuck in spaces where you were hurt, spaces where you were traumatized, spaces where you were suppressed, spaces where people told you, no, this is not good, and it was something that you really loved about yourself. You're gonna stay stuck there, and you're not even gonna notice that, because a lot of people are grown, but when you interact with them, or when you start something with them, let's say you start a relationship with them, and something hurtful happens, there is where you're going to see where your person is in life and where they got stuck in life, if you are able to comprehend that. And a lot of people get stuck where they got hurt, where they got traumatized, and shadow work helps with that. Shadow work helps you get from spaces where you were hurt. It gets you to conquer those spaces and move on, because you were not meant to stay stuck there. For instance, my inner teen, she was stuck in a phase where I faced a lot of abuse, mentally, physically, and yeah, those two. And it was in my teen years. And I remember that after I was done with my inner child, I had my inner teen raging in front of me, mad. And I would get mad at stupid stuff. Me thinking it was stupid because, yeah, my feelings were invalidated so much. If I would say that something hurt me, yeah, it's okay. But, they really just right then and there, I didn't have a say in those moments. And I used to get bullied a lot. A lot of people don't know that. And I used to just shut up. And I became like a bit of a mean girl. I didn't take shit from anybody. I said what was on my mind. I became a bully as well. And why I'm saying these things is because I took accountability for all of that. I'm not gonna play the victim. I never did, and I will always take accountability for what I did. And I can say as much as I want to say that because of what they did to me, I became that. But it was a choice that I made, because I could have handled it very differently, but I didn't know any better. So when I started feeling all of that, I went back. I had to go back and face my inner teen and be like, baby girl, I know you got hurt. I know you made bad choices, but baby, you can no longer stay here, because there is not where you're supposed to be. I had to make sure that my inner teen knew that coming with me was a safe space. She was safe with me. I got her, and we were going to make it work. And I got to do all of that through shadow work. If I didn't face my shadow, I wouldn't be able to understand those parts of me that make me authentically me, And with all of that being said, shadow work has an impact as well on your mind, body, and soul. And knowing all of that prepares you for what you can experience, for which way you can go about it, and how you can navigate that space in a very healthy way, because you're literally busy challenging yourself to face your unconscious belief and self-use. And that can be so uncomfortable, because a lot of us, we do not see ourselves. We don't see ourselves. We don't even believe our subconscious beliefs about ourselves, like the positive ones. We only see and experience. We only see what we experience. And if you experience mostly bad things in your life, you're only going to focus on that, and you're only going to grasp that. It's as easy as you not accepting love, because everybody around you always got hurt or they got divorced, and you're like, yeah, luck is not on my side. Who told you that? If you're a good person and you help others, you love others unconditionally and stuff, why don't you deserve love? And it looks like a small thing, but shadow work challenges that. It challenges you to shift your mind and to see you for who you really are, and it just reshapes how we see ourselves. It really does. It develops clarity, resilience, and a healthier inner dialogue, because most of us, our inner dialogue is so I can't even begin to say how corrupt it got from projections of outside of us, and shadow work does that. It really does give you that mind shift. It reduces the negative self-talk about yourself, because you think something that you have, a gift that you have, is a bad thing, or that it's not meant to be loved. And when it comes to our body stores up emotions, and trauma gets stored up in our body, and it creates tension, it creates tiredness. And with shadow work, you can also release that tension out of your body. That tension stored in your body, you can release it, and it leads to a sense of lightness. Like, you're gonna feel yourself light, and you're gonna create a deeper connection with your physical needs. You're going to be able to fill up those spaces where you released with positive energy, with energizing flow of vibration, where you really feel like, okay, I got recharged. I released all of this tired stuff. I released all of these doubts that I've been having. I released all the energy that kept me stuck for so long. And because if you keep it too long in your body, it becomes pain. It manifests as pain in your body. It manifests as sickness in your body. and it manifests as a burnout in your body. And shadow work can help you relieve all of that. Of course, you need to go and massage. That's for your physical body, but that physical body also stores up that energy that later on manifests as pain, as sickness. And that's why you have a lot of people walking around with certain sicknesses that actually started with stored up energy from emotions, from trauma, you name it. So be mindful that everything that we experience in life has an impact on our mind, body, and our soul. And with us discussing this, what impact anything can have on your mind, body, and soul, and what the benefit of doing shadow work will deliver for your mind, body, and soul, I hope you see this as a deep. I hope you see this. I hope you hear this and you get that deeper understanding that you needed when it came to shadow work. Because I know there are a lot of things are blurry and people are so scared of shadow work, but it's a necessity. It's needed and it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. When it comes to your soul, on a soul level, shadow work really connects you with your true essence, and it aligns you with your purpose. Me knowing that, because look at what I'm doing now. I am literally talking to you guys. I have been practicing my purpose for over 10 years now. And thanks to shadow work, I got to really connect with really reconnect with my true essence and align with my purpose. I gained so much inner peace in the process, and I'm so thankful for that. And because I gained that inner peace, nobody gets in the way of that. Nobody. I started embracing every part of me and see myself as for who I am. I got so many beautiful spiritual insights when it came to doing shadow work, and it really is a mind, body, and soul experience. It really is. It really, really is. And I'm so thankful that I get to share this with you guys. As I said it before, if I didn't say it before, I'm busy creating guides for you guys. And the guides are literally shadow work prompts that you guys can purchase. And they will help you. The questions are already there. And you use it the way you feel like you're going to use it and when you want to use it. Because sometimes it can be a bit hard to create some prompts when it comes to shadow work, especially if you are already, your mind is clouded and everything. But it's a start. And I'm going to help you guys with that. So that's why I created the guides for you guys. And when it's done, I'm going to place it online and you're going to be able to purchase it. I hope, I wouldn't even say I hope, I know that this episode is going to bring the clarity that you need. I know this episode is going to motivate you to start your shadow work. If you have questions, you can always send me a message. I will reply. And yes, we're here to help you navigate this space, the queen space, the king space. Both king and queens can benefit from this information. And that's why I'm thankful that we also have kings listening. Shout out to yourself. And our queens, I got you and I'm proud of you. I know these past weeks have been intense, and trust me, there's more coming. But I wanted to shift your mindset and focus on your strongest points. Just focus on you as a whole. I want you to calm down, breathe in, breathe out, and see yourself for who you are, that powerful and amazing being that you are. Know that you're worth it. Know that you got this. And know that you have a purpose in this life. No matter what happened to you, your past is something you cannot change. Your present is something that you need to enjoy because it's a gift. And your future is what you are busy forming. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself the grace that you need. And yes, I'm going to leave it at this for this episode. And in the next part, we're going to continue and we're going to finish up on the shadow part. I'm so thankful for you guys. I love you guys. And a bit of a heads up, Mercury retrograde is in its pre-shadow period. So start creating backups for your electronics and everything. Make sure that when you have conversations, you hear the person clearly and not create a narrative that's not it. Be mindful and be aware when it comes to miscommunications, because that usually happens through when Mercury is in retrograde. If there are delays, accept it for what it is and see it as a redirection and not as a rejection. And be nice to yourself, extra nice to yourself. Take nothing personally. If somebody says a thing is black when it's white, tell them yes and just let it go. Move on. Y'all got this. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And remember, we still have our packages from Glowtober till mid-November. And in honor of Nourishvember, we will have some products to sell to you guys that also will help you on this journey. We're going to have some cleansing salt. We're going to have some incense and much more. So keep on watching. Keep on tuning in. So subscribe. Turn on your notifications. And there are more gems coming on our platform. I am appreciative of you guys. And I'll see you guys we'll be back next week. Sorry for the delay, but as you know, everything happens in divine timing. That's what we believe in, and that's how we move. We are not fighting with anything. You guys have got it at the right time. I'm sure of that. And till next week. Bye.